你在看什么？
Yeah, I'm checking out this new Huawei watch on Taobao.
哇，看起来还不错诶。
Yeah, I know it's very expensive though. Can I have one?
我们还是讨论一下晚餐吃什么吧。
Okay, what is for dinner tonight?
今晚上我们做烤排骨，还有西兰花，还有炒饭。
Whoa, ribs, my favourite. I really like barbecue ribs. So, if you follow my channel, you know that I can't speak Chinese well. However, you just see I had no problem in communicating with my wife Vicky then. And that's because I have a secret weapon. So this is the secret weapon I'm talking about. The Time Kettle W3 translation earbuds. So I'm here at Time Kettle's offices with Leo, who's the CEO, and we're here to talk about his product, which is Time Kettle translation earbuds. And these are pretty revolutionary, that they help people like me who don't speak a foreign language be able to communicate with people in their native language, and I can understand them. I get my response in English. So I'd first like to ask you, Leo, when did you set up the company?
Back to 2016.
And what was the original idea behind it?
I think the first inspiration comes from a very famous science fiction novel. It's called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
What's the current development stage of translation products at the moment?
We have to go back to the purpose of the translation technology. I think for us, we are kind of building bridges between the people in different countries that are speaking different languages. So we always regard translation as one stop to the final destination, that is free communication. So if we are seeing that, for example, the babelfish in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, if we think that as an ideal solution, so we are still very far away.
So currently, many users will use sort of translation software. How confident are you that your product can be sort of better?
Yes, we are pretty confident. It's because the human nature. Because for millions of years, humans are social animals. So people intend to talk with each other.
Yeah.
And everywhere. If you're working, you are traveling, you are in a daily life, you're always communicating. The best communication scenario is that we can keep our eye contact and body language.
Yes.
Just talking with like your friends. Yeah. But in the past, you can only use like translation app or some other devices to hold it back and forth.
Yes.
So it's not communicating. It's only using the hardware with translation technology. So what we're doing is to go back to originally how people interact.
In the last sort of 6 months, there's been a lot of hype about AI and especially ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is pretty good at translation.
Yes.
So how do you think you stand up against this kind of competition?
What we're doing is basically are building the relationships between people and people. In this case, you will see that as like AI technology or ChatGPT, it's a human and machine relation. So they are part of our scenario. So actually we are not like competitors, it's more like cooperators.
Yeah, I guess you get feedback from the customers and act on some of that feedback to make changes in the product development. Would I be right in saying that?
Yes. Yeah. For us, it's the most interesting thing.
Companies like yours are doing this kind of thing, enabling people from all around the world to be able to communicate, which I think is really commendable. I think it's we need lots of people like you to head these kind of ventures, young, smart entrepreneurs. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for your time. time today. So after looking around the offices in Shenzhen, we've come to Dongguan to have a look at their contract manufacturing.
We can see here the production line where all the individual components of the Time Kettle earbuds are assembled into the finished product. Each person on the line has a specific task to perform. When the earbuds reach the end of the production line, they go on to final testing and quality control.
So what's going on here is they're testing the acoustics of the headphones. This is an automatic test. When this chamber is open, as you'll see in a second, you will put some headphones in here. The chamber closes, and then what happens, it tests it, and it gives a readout here. So this one is good, as you can see, some grease. This one is a pass. But if for any reason there's a problem or an issue, it will tell you here that it's failed, and they can then either reject that item or send it back to the production line to remedy the issue. We're going to have a look at a drop test. So we now put some of their products into the machine. Shuts the door. Oh, okay. Oh, right, I see. So the earbuds are falling from one end to the other. So they cycle this for 120 times. This is a good test for the durability of their headphones. The next test is temperature and humidity, because these products will ship all around the world and they ship on containers. So when a product is in a shipping container, it can get very cold, it can get very hot, it can absorb moisture. So they put them in this sort of temperature and humidity. It's kind of like an oven that simulates different sort of environments, you know, hot environments, cold environments, damp environments, dry environments. So they will put it through a whole series of tests to make sure it performs well. They leave it in one of these machines for as long as 96 hours. Right, we're now going into the acoustic testing room, and it's quite interesting. Look at the walls, it's got all this sound stuff on, and this is where they have some very sort of expensive specialist kit here by the looks of it, to test the headphones. So pop some in our ears.
Hello.
So every pair will go through this testing. I've seen the offices in Shenzhen, I've been to the factory in Dongguan, and I can honestly say these are a really great product. They've really helped me here this afternoon, communicating with some of the people here, listening to the conference that was going on. And I honestly think, you know, if you're traveling abroad, they support 46 different languages. So if you're traveling abroad, if you go to a conference that's being delivered in a language that's not your native language, if you're trying to communicate with family or people that don't speak your native language, these are a really great tool to be using. Anyway, that's the end of this video. So as always, for now, take care.